Hey guys, Tony here, and welcome to Recent Vinyl Editions number 50. Yeah, 50. I'm not sure exactly how long I've been doing videos now. I know it's not quite a year yet. But yeah, 50. It's kind of staggering when I think about it. Then the amount of records that I've been buying. It's kind of crazy. But anyway. Thanks for everybody for watching, subscribing. I doubt if I'd continue doing this if, without this community and without, everybody watching and commenting and subscribing. It's really cool. I do apologize for not always being able to answer everybody's comments, but I do read them, and I appreciate every one of them. So thank you guys for watching me do this. So yeah, I'll just get started here. First, I want to give a shout out again to Mike, Bostonian Reggie. Really cool guy, and like I mentioned before, he's making videos, so check out his videos. He's done a couple now. He's recommended a number of things to me, and I showed how he sent me a few CDs to check out. So there's a couple things in here that he's recommended to me. But I also wanted to point this out, another recommendation, and I showed this in my last recent vinyl editions video. Oh, by the way, thanks everybody for watching the Beatles video. I just really felt like talking about the Beatles for some reason. I have a bunch of earlier albums, especially that I want to get, and Yellow Submarine and stuff, but like I said, it's not always easy to throw down good money for them, But anyway, I wanted to show this because I'm in love with this record. I gotta admit, when it first came out, or when I first heard of it, I checked it out and I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is for me. But Mike recommended it and sent me the CD, and like I said, I had the CD in my car for a while and just kind of kept, spinning it, and I've just fallen in love with this record. It's one of those that just kind of reveals, at least in my opinion, it kind of revealed itself slowly. There's a lot of layers to this album in the production and everything, and it's just a beautiful, fantastic record. You guys all know it pretty much. If you don't know it, check it out. I highly recommend it. Bon Iver, obviously, for Emma, forever ago, his first LP. If you're like how I was and think that there's not any good music coming out today, and check this out. And listen to it, and listen to it more than once. I mean, this is a beautiful album, very well done, and I'm kind of hoping his second album is like that too, because at this point, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm hoping it's the same as this. At first, I was like, yeah, I don't know, and now I've just grown to love it. I mean, over a pretty short period of time. It's not like I had to keep listening to it, but every time I do hear it, listen to it, it's like, this is fantastic. So I'm hoping his second one, Bon Iver, it's like that as well. So yeah, check this out. I highly recommend it. If you haven't, I know the whole world has bought this record, so if there's a few of you left that haven't, check it out. So I'll just get started showing you stuff. About 12 new LPs. So, and a couple other shout outs too I gotta make. This one, believe it or not, I did not have in my collection, and it's really a crime. Like the Beatles, it's one of those albums that I know so well, and it's like, it's hard to put down good money for it. Usually if you want this record, at least nowadays, if you want this record in really good condition, it's going to be more than, a couple dollars usually. This was maybe a little slightly more than I would have liked to have paid for it, but believe me, it's still not a lot of money. And yeah, I just didn't have it, and I still don't have it. I'll just show it. Zeppelin, their first record, absolute classic, and I know this record like the back of my hand, literally. And I still don't have Zeppelin 2. I have every other Zeppelin album but these two. I didn't want to buy anything that was gonna sound bad. A lot of these are out there, but they're just beat up. This copy is like almost near mint. It's a beautiful copy. Probably still an early press. I don't know how you'd be able to tell an original, but It's in beautiful shape. The only thing is this handwriting here. But this person, she, I guess, took care of her records. So I'm really happy to get this finally. And I'm still on the hunt for a really nice copy of Zeppelin 2. As odd as that may seem, I just don't have it in my collection. And I'm still trying to get certain, foundations, I would say, for my collection. I mean, it's not like I'm done getting that stuff. So, yeah, very, very cool. And, I mean, God, when I brought this up to the register to pay for it at the record store, the owner was like, I remember when this came out, and I was just like, imagine being around then. Like, I wasn't. I know a lot of you guys were, but imagine being around when this was brand new. I mean, it's got to be like, what is this, At least that's how it would appear to me. Good times, bad times, Days Confused, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, Your Time Is Gonna Come. I mean, and how many more times? Just, God, that song alone. This is such a good album. So, yeah. Here's another one that you used to find that I never checked out. I'm a big fan of the Grateful Dead. Especially when I was younger, I was like a huge Grateful Dead fan. I wouldn't call myself a Deadhead, but I had, a whole bunch of I had all their regular albums pretty much. A lot of live albums and things. I was just a huge Grateful Dead fan. But this is one that I never checked out. And while I did check out a lot of Jerry Garcia band records, I never checked out his first solo album, which is Garcia. I'm pretty sure it's his first solo album. I imagine it is. Because shortly after this, he released the first Jerry Garcia band album. But yeah, I always liked this cover. It's a very eye-catching cover. And I believe it's an original. It is like embossed. But a very cool record, obviously. If you like the Dead, if you like Jerry, you'll love this. It's an excellent record. It's in beautiful shape. I found this at the flea market for just a few bucks. And yeah, it's pristine. I'm really happy with it. I'm finally checking this out. So, this one too. This one I have not listened to yet. The cover has a little bit of wear to it, but the record's beautiful. And again, for just a couple bucks. Blood Rock 2. I've been showing this band. I've been picking up their records. I still want to get their first LP, but yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to this. Good, heavy psych kind of band, I guess. So, very cool. This one I was happy to find. I'm not familiar with a lot of David Bowie's early work, like pre Man Who Sold the World. I'm just not. I never really checked it out. So I was happy to find this for just a couple dollars. It's on London Records, London Collector Series. It's David Bowie's Starting Point. So it's a compilation of early work, and it was released in 1977 on Decca and London Records. So looking forward to this. I haven't listened to it yet, so it's funny. I was reading the liner notes though, and it's like, there's a couple tracks on here that are sort of embarrassing, but it was a young Bowie just getting started, and very, very cool. This one, these next two actually, but this one here is a recommendation from, sorry, my eye is like, another recommendation from Mike, Bostonian Reggie. He recommended this. He's a big fan of this band, and I picked up I believe their second LP, but he's like, you gotta get their first one, and I came across a copy brand new, and I grabbed it. So it's Interpol, and Turn on the Bright Lights, and I gotta say, this is a fantastic record. This band obviously gets compared a lot to Joy Division. Still, it's a fantastic record. And I also have Antics, but this is very, very good. And it's the low price, I don't know, what is it, 120 gram pressing or something. But still, they're excellent. It's a good way to get a brand new record for 10 bucks, 11 bucks. So, very happy to get this. And this one too. I do have an album by this band as well. And this one's still sealed. I haven't listened to it yet. But, yeah, I do have, I I believe, an earlier album by them. I can't remember. It's a long title, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But that album is excellent. So I'm really looking forward to this. I know Derek Vonda showed this as well, and Bostonian Reggie. So it's Hymn to the Immortal Wind by the band Mono. So post-rock, very, very climactic music, obviously very instrumental, of course, and very just kind of, just provokes a lot of emotion listening to this stuff. Usually it's just like, kind of, I don't know, it's like beautiful and just really cool stuff. And I'm really looking forward to this. While it's still sealed, I know they usually do a really nice package on their records. The other one I have, I know they do a fantastic job with the packaging. So yeah, Mono, very, very cool, post-rock. This one too, picked it up today. It's still sealed, have not listened to it. But I've been on a sort of a big Tom Waits kick, I guess. More specifically, I've been really listening to Swordfish Trombones a lot, and that album is just unbelievable. It is so good, and so I saw this. It was on sale, so I grabbed it. So it's Tom Waits, live from Austin, Romeo Bleeding. So it's a live album recorded December 5th, 1978. So in Austin, Texas, and looking forward to it. I've seen this around for a while. This is an import. Pressed in Holland, so it's a later reissue, so very, very cool. This one, these next few are just mind-blowing records, let me tell you. This is a Sundays reissue, and I love Sundays because they really provide a way to get these albums that you never be able to find, or afford, should you come across an original, usually. They do press some more common stuff too, but for the most part, it's a good way to get great psych albums for cheap on vinyl. So this is one I'd never heard of, and I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody has shown it on the vinyl community, but this album is excellent, and I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful record. I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing her name though, because I have no idea how it's said, but it's Linda Perax. And the album is Parallelograms. This is a fantastic psych folk record. Just really, really, really well done. An essential, ethereal, psychedelic folk masterpiece. It's her sole album, and it's released on Kapp Records, K-A-P-P. I actually have another reissue that was put out on that label. Highly recommend this. Check this out. It's a beautiful record, really, really well done, and Sundays did a really nice job reissuing it as well. So, very cool. This one too, reissue. Originally put out on the Kapp label too. I want to get this band's first LP. I don't have it, but I came across their second one, so I grabbed it. Silver Apples, and I'm pretty sure this is their second LP. Contact, and I really enjoyed this record. I really want to get their first one too now, but very interesting. These guys were innovators in basically electronic music, so they kind of melded electronic music with kind of a psych feel, and very cool record. I listened to it once, and I liked it. I found it very interesting, and want to check out their first one. This one here, I'm so happy to get. Big Star 1000 just showed this in his last video. And I commented to him and said, maybe we got, I'm waiting on a copy of this, and maybe we got it from the same seller, He's like, no, the seller only had one. The funny thing is that on eBay, if he bought it on eBay even, I bought this from a seller in the UK. So I saw it on there, and I put it in my watch list. I don't know why I didn't just grab it. So I went back to look, and of course, has sold. It was buy it now. I was like, and I noticed a few days later there was another one, he relisted it. So I was like, alright, went back and jumped on it, and I got it. It arrived pretty fast from the UK, so it could still be the same seller, but anyway, really good price on this. This stuff is usually pretty hard to find, at least in the US. Asherah Temple, there's another one I'm going to have trouble with. Schwingugen, and this is a fantastic record. Krautrock, very, very well done. Really enjoyed this. There's only about 2 or 3 songs on the whole record. I mean, obviously they really stretch out, and it's, krautrock, kind of progressive and excellent. And it's on the Or label. I love that label. It's definitely one of my favorites. So, reissue, obviously, very, very nice. So happy to get this. I want to get their debut. This is their second album, I believe. I could be mistaken, but I know it's not their first. So, there you go. This one, Derek Vaughn kind of inadvertently turned me on to, and I'm really, really happy he did, because this is a fantastic record as well. These guys were kind of early innovators in kind of melding, again, electronics to psych rock, avant-garde kind of elements to psych rock, and it's just unbelievable. This is 50 Foot Hose, and this is called Cauldron, and I believe it's their one and only album, and it is a fantastic record. They're a San Francisco band, and if you haven't heard of this, I highly recommend checking it out. It's on Phoenix Records. They do a really good job with the reissues. Check this out. If you like psych, if you like, I guess you can kind of compare them to the United States of America. It's along those lines. I think this might be better. I really enjoyed this record. I'm so glad I got it. So, got to give a big thank you to Derek. Derek has really opened my eyes to, and just in making me kind of open my mind and take more risks in the music I buy and check out. And he's really inspiring in that, how he does that. So I got to give a big thank you to Derek. And another example of how Derek just kind of inspires me. This album here, last thing I'm going to show, I never would have thought I'd buy this, because it's just one of those albums. I don't want to say it scared me, but it was intimidating to me. I never really sat down and listened to the whole record, but I'd heard enough of it to know that I thought, this isn't for me. I still can't say whether or not I fully like it or not, but it is definitely it is out there. And I know a lot of you guys already know what I'm talking about when I show it. It's very, very interesting, and it's like intimidating to me. Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, Trout Mask Replica. It's the album that probably is most recognizable album. This one gets shown a lot. It sounds like it is the most chaotic music ever created, but it's really not, because this band had practiced for like a year or something. They rehearsed this material for a year, so they knew exactly what they were doing when they went into the studio, and they laid this down really quick. And they say that this, they were so focused on it, and Captain Beefheart was like a cult-like atmosphere, I read. And that, this is what he wanted to make, and, he really pushed the musicians and broke them down and built them up again, and like using brainwashing methods, but the result is this, and it is out there. I get the feeling, though, that it is going to be one of those records that once I know it and get used to it and really familiar with it, that it's probably going to be one of the most rewarding